The following video was made for educational purposes only. Please don't try this at home.
Over life security, so to speak. I wanted to start out something with wireless security. Everybody has it. Everybody's got a wireless router. Everybody uses wireless on their phones. Pretty much everything is wireless. I wanted to show people a little bit of how easily somebody could take advantage of them, so to speak. How easy it would be to break in and gain control of somebody's network. So I've set up some dummy routers. I have one with an older style encryption key, which is what is known as WEP. It's a WEP key. It's kind of old. A lot of people don't use it, but there are still some people that do use it. Some of the newer ones that they've come out with now, you got your WPA key, your WPA2, which typically any new router is almost always going to default to a WPA2 key, which is pretty secure. But I will tell you this, and I've said it a million times: if you have wireless, I don't care how good a password you've typed up, I don't care anything. If somebody wants access, it's possible. With a correct machine, I've seen recently there was a build somebody did. They basically just built a cracking machine. It would crack any 8 characters Windows password in 30 seconds. Didn't matter what the combination was, didn't matter what you used. 8 characters, 30 seconds. So, like I say, it's no matter how secure you think your network is, somebody out there can break in. I've kind of dumbed down the setup that I've got, so that way, pretty much what I wanted to do was I didn't want to show people how it's done, but pretty much how easily somebody can do it, rather than, I don't want a how-to, I guess you could say. So first we will start with a WEP key, which, like I say, is older, but easily crackable. Easily. So we can go ahead and start here. I'm using a program that I run on Linux. It's really, I don't like it, but I don't feel like sitting here punching in all the commands to do it. I'm just going to be lazy. This is my dummy router, Linksys 47667. I've set it up with a WEP key that way I can easily show it, because I don't have any other way to do it, and I'm not going to break into somebody else's wireless. So we will start it, and I'll kind of go through what exactly happens with it. So basically, on the left screen here, what we have is I am capturing any data that gets transferred through this router. And what happens with a WEP key, every time data is transferred between it, the password is also encrypted inside of it. So the problem is, with enough data, you can basically crack the password very easily. And as you can see right now, the data is just climbing, and the faster and more data I can get, the quicker and easier I can gain that password. So I'm gonna let it build up here a little bit. Should have started a stopwatch just to see on exactly how long it does take. But the interesting thing with this is it doesn't matter what the password is, because in WEP it's basically hexadecimal. So as long as I can get data to that, or there's data already on that network, it's a matter of seconds. We're up into almost 20,000 packets. So let's see how fast this will happen. Done. Instant. Literally instantaneous. There is my password right there. And like I say, WEP is extremely easy to crack, but in my opinion, unless you have a very old router, you're not going to have a WEP key. At least I would hope not. So next, let me close this stuff out. Next is my personal router, straight from Time Warner. Every Time Warner modem that I have come across has had what they call a WPS pin. It is, let me snag one so I can show you. Basically what it is a little pin. It's typically an 8-digit pin that you can punch in on a device and easily connect it. Or you can do it another way. You can press the little WPS pin button, go over to your device, press it on that, boop a boop, it's connected. Don't have to type in any kind of password, don't have to do anything. Sounds amazing. But in the tech world, anything that's made easier is going to be easier to break into. And this one here is far more interesting than the web key. Pretty much every modem that you can go to the store and buy is going to have these WPS enabled on it. So I'm going to show you now how easy it is. And this here is my personal Time Warner cable modem. It's an Aris. Later I will show a bit, I can show, actually I'll probably just put it in the link in the description to a list of compiled routers. It's going to show the make and model and then show if they are vulnerable to this attack. This attack is 10 times worse than a WPE attack. And the reason is, I will show you. I don't know why you can't see that. So what I want to do is, excuse me, switch desktops, and what's going to happen is basically spit in this command to an application, and it's going to do work, so to speak. Basically what it's going to do is it is going to decrypt the WPS pin. Literally that fast, I now have the WPS pin 11554066. The interesting thing about this is you will see as it runs through and decrypts it, takes a few seconds, just like that. I have the password. I just hacked your Wi-Fi. That is the password that I currently configured on here just for testing purposes. Now, the crappy thing about this, no matter what you set this password to, it will decrypt it every single time. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. It will decrypt it every single time. So the issue is, if somebody happens to use this method and gains access to your network and your WPS is enabled, you could change your password, you could do whatever you want. They will get your new password every single time and you will be none the wiser. So my recommendation is always disable the WPS. If you don't know how, Google it. You can figure out how to do anything on Google. If you don't feel like Googling it or get confused, you can easily shoot me a message, leave me a comment, do whatever. I can help you disable the WPS in your router so that way this cannot happen to you. It's a huge flaw. It's one of those things where, like I say, just because it's easier, it's going to happen. Yeah, it's quite stupid, but it works. But like I say, there are modems that you can specifically pick up that do not have this vulnerability, which is what I would typically recommend doing. Is picking up one of those so that way you can't get hit with this attack, because it can make for a very bad time. Because once somebody can gain access to your system, they can literally do anything they want. They can monitor your passwords, they can read your emails, they can do anything. So that's why I wanted to start kind of making these videos to kind of show people how easy it can be done. A lot of people they don't believe it can happen unless it actually happens, I guess. And it's better to be safe than sorry. I definitely want to help people protect themselves so that way it doesn't happen. I've been a victim of identity theft before. I know countless people that have. So I will, say that anything you do on the internet, as far as on your home, on a Wi-Fi, do not, for the love of Jesus himself, do not use a public Wi-Fi. I do not care, because it's beyond easy for somebody else to sit on a public Wi-Fi and gather every bit of information that goes through there. Your passwords, your banking information, everything. I hope this was somewhat educational. I was really wanting to think about what I could do, so I figured that what I would do would just be kind of old and new. Do web keys, do the new WPA2, or newer style routers versus an older style. I was thinking about doing a video with, I had to do something with vacation. There is a flaw in hotel door keys. Well, not so much the key itself, but the actual locking mechanism itself, that a little $40 instrument like this will unlock any hotel room key. Well, door, however you want to say it. I was thinking about doing a video on that. Not real sure though how keen the local hotels would be with me testing it, because I definitely don't want to go spend $70 for a hotel door. It is what it is though. But if there's any ideas of something that you would like to see, obviously in the technology field, feel free to shoot me any kind of suggestions, so to speak. But I'm really hoping that this helps a lot. So yeah, like the video, shoot me some comments, give me some feedback. Appreciate it.